one of the property of ITF, in which suppose we have previously we have already seen that what will happen if you have sine of sine inverse of x and so on, cos of cos inverse of x, tan of tan inverse of x, right? So basically, in these kind of questions, in these kind of questions where you have sine of sine inverse, the domain will be taken by this. The domain will be, or the x first will be taken by sine inverse, right? So in this case, the value of x, we know the output is x. We know the output is x, right? We know the output is straight line, right? But in this case, what is happening is that x will only take values from -1 to 1. X will only take values from -1 to 1. Why? Because sine inverse, right? So the minimum value of x will be -1 and the maximum value of x will be 1, right? You can think about this question. If I try to relate this with something which we have already done before and which is much simpler. Suppose if you have under root of x whole square. If you have under root of x whole square. Now, if you think about it, the first thing which will be taken, the first thing which x will be taken inside will be this root x. Right? So for this one also the domain will be what? For this one also the domain will be non-negative values. That means from 0 to infinity, 0 real, and all real values which are non-negative. Right? No matter if the square is happening outside, this will be equals to x again. This will be equals to x. But what will be the domain? Only real positive plus 0. Right? And why this is happening? Because the because the first value of x is taken by the root. So minus of 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 1.5 and all the negative values cannot be taken under this. And if there is a root. Right? Now see, if I change this, how, suppose if I have under root of x square, Now again, what will I get? I will get here, which value? I will get here x. But now because there is an under root, what will change? This x will become now mod x. Similarly, this x will also become mod x. Right? But here what is happening, because x cannot take any negative value, so there is no point of writing mod x, because x is being taken from, x is taking values of non-negative values, all non-negative real values, right? But here what is happening here, because there is a square on x, this can take all real values, right? But now in this case, output, the final output is also decided by this under root. The final output is also decided by this under root. Now we know that root cannot give you any negative values. That is why this whole thing will always give you positive, and that is why the output will be mod of x. This part everybody understood. Why am I first taking square outside and square inside? Yes, I hope this is understood by everyone. Similar to this, if I change the sine inverse outside, if I change it in such a way that I have now sine inverse of sine of x. So suppose we know that this is inverse of both are inverse of each other, so we'll get something of the form of x. Right? But as we can see that here also it is changing a little bit. There will be a slight change in this, right? So we will now try to check what kind of a change we are expecting. We'll try to check what kind of a change we are expecting. So first, what will I do? First, I will use only sin x for its principal value. First, I will choose sin x for its only principal values, right? So let's see, this is x and y axis, right? The maximum value it can give out is 1. Sorry, okay. First, what I will do, I will just simply draw sin x curve. So first, if I draw sin x curve, the sin x curve is something like this. Right? This point is pi by 2 and this point is minus pi by 2. Now think about it very carefully. This point is pi by 2 maxima and this point is minus pi by 2 minima. Okay? Now see, First thing is I will take the value of pi by 2. I will take the value of pi by minus pi by 2. I will take the value of minus pi by 2. Minus pi by 2 will be taken as input by sine of x first, right? So minus pi by 2 will be taken input by this sine x first. What will it give as output? It will give you output as minus 1, right? Now sine inverse of minus 1 will give you output what? Sine inverse of minus 1 will give you output what? Again minus pi by 2. It will give you output again minus pi by 2, right? So that means for minus pi by 2, what is the output I am getting? I am again getting for minus pi by 2 the output as minus of pi by 2. Right? And if I move in this direction, whatever value I will keep, whatever value I will take between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, sine inverse will return you the same value. For example, if I take 0, if I take x is equal to 0, sine of 0 is 0, sine inverse of 0 is again 0. So that means this point, this, and if I move at pi by 2, if I move at pi by 2, so this sine x will be taking value of pi by 2, sine pi by 2 is 1, sine inverse of pi by 2 is again pi by 2. Sine inverse of 1 is again pi by 2. So again at pi by 2 it will take value 1. So basically the function is nothing but whatever value you are keeping inside, it is giving you output as the same value. It is giving you output as the same value. This part is okay between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 for everyone. This part is okay, I hope, right? Now, what happens if I move after or before, after pi by 2 or before minus pi by 2? If I move after pi by 2 or before minus pi by 2, okay? So let's see. So basically, if I still look at the sine curve will come down. Sine curve will come down like this. Sine curve will come down like this. This part is above. This part is above. This whole thing is below x, y is equal to x. Okay. So don't think that this is above. This whole thing is below. So now again, what will happen? That this pi now till pi sine will again come down. Till pi sine will again come down. Right. Now suppose if I start taking values of greater than pi by 2. If I start taking values between this domain, right? If I start taking values between this domain, think about it. Can I keep these values in sine of x? Yes or no? Think about it. If I take values of sine, suppose 3 pi by 2, can sine x take value 3 pi by 2? Yes, it can take, right? Sine x can take any value between pi by 2 to pi, right? Now again think about it. If I keep sine x as pi, sine pi will give you what? 0, right? And sine inverse of 0 will again give you 0. So that means this is the point of intersection. This will be the point for sine inverse also, right? Also at pi by 2 this was here. So again what will happen? This curve will come down in the same manner as it has gone up. Till which point this will be what? This will be what point? This is pi. Now this will be 3 pi by 2. So this is 3 pi by 2. This is 3 pi by 2. Again, what will happen here? Again, because sine is repetitive in nature. Sine is repetitive in nature. Then what will happen? Again, हाँ तो बच्चे देखो ना. Saran, 3 pi by 2 I have made after. So 3 pi by 2 is greater than pi. तो बच्चा देखो ना 3 pi by 2 I have mentioned afterwards. Saran, yes or no? Okay. Now if I'll take any value of less than this, so again this curve will be exactly however it is gone up, it will exactly go like this, and it will keep on moving like a zigzag, like a teeth. Okay. So let's mark these points. This point will be pi by 2 comma pi by 2. This point will be minus pi by 2 comma minus pi by 2. This point is pi comma 0. Now this is, yeah, I'll explain that part also, right? So this everybody understood. Now see, sine inverse will have a limited value. Sine inverse will give output to a limited value, right? And we know sine is a periodic function. Right? Sine will give you a limited value and sine is a periodic function. So what will happen? ultimately this function also becomes periodic in nature. Ultimately this function also becomes periodic in nature. If the period of this function is what? Again the period of this function. So let's start with this point. Here, here and here. Again at this point, it will again come back, right? So if I'll move from this point to this point, so this is minus pi by 2 and this is pi. 3 pi by 2. So pi by 2 plus pi. So again the periodicity of this will be again what? 2 pi. Same as the periodicity of sin x, because now what is defining the value will be taken again and again, this sin x. Everybody understood? Okay, so just copy this part. But everybody understood or not? Or should I explain once again? Everyone understood or not? Okay, fine. So what I will do, I will mark this graph once again. Right? So this was, right? So this graph will be something like this. And why this graph is continuous? Continuous in the sense why this graph is taking values outside of pi by 2 and before minus pi by 2. So this is suppose minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. Yeah, I will show once again. Anirudh, just wait. So this is sine inverse of sine x is equals to x. We know it will be x. Something related to x, like it will be straight lines, right? Okay. Now, whenever the only thing which was defining, the only which was restricting the domain was this sine inverse. The only thing which was restricting this domain was the sine inverse, right? Now, what will happen? Now, because this because the values will be taken by sine first, there can be no more restriction on the domain. There will be no more restriction on the domain, right? But suppose see, let's take. Okay, so this is pi by 2. This is pi. This is 2 pi, 3 pi, and so pi. So whenever you are taking pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi, 6 pi, 10 pi, minus pi, minus 2 pi, minus 3 pi, there all those places this sine value is becoming 0. All those places sine value is becoming 0. And what is sine inverse of 0? Sine inverse of 0 is nothing but 0, because this will give you the principal. This will only give you the output in principal value. This will only give you the outputs in principal value, right? Now see, if you think about this graph very closely, if you think about this graph very carefully, this output, the final output is given by sine inverse. The final output is given by sine inverse, right? And what is the principal value which sine inverse will give? Sine inverse will give output as, sine inverse will give output from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. From minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. By sine inverse of x, this will give output from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. This we know. This output will be given to from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. And see, everywhere where whatever value of x you will take, the minimum value of output is minus pi by 2 and the maximum value of output is pi by 2. Understood? So this will not go beyond pi by 2 and this will not go beyond minus pi by 2. So this will always give you the output in this. The only difference is that now you can take any value of x. Okay, I hope this part is clear, right? Just check the previous graph also. Right now, if you have understood this thing, I want you to try for cos inverse of cos x. Cos inverse of cos x. है ना? Cos inverse of cos x. Now, what is the range of cos inverse x? What is the range of cos inverse x function? What is the range for cos inverse x function? What is the range of cos inverse x function? 0 to pi. Yes. So now this part was moving from minus pi to pi. Now, and again cos inverse of cos will move from 0 to pi. And this is moving from minus pi. So this whole thing will shift upwards. And just how we have to arrange, we just have to check. Okay, fine. Very good. Now let's try to draw the graph of cos inverse of cos x, है ना? Yeah, it will be completely above x-axis. Very good, Saran. It will be completely above x-axis. Now just more upward by pi. Yeah, correct. Upward by pi by 2. Very good. Yeah, it will be periodic also. Pragadish, it will be periodic also. Why it will be periodic? Because of this cos x. Because of this cos x, it will become periodic in nature, right? So let's try to draw the cos inverse also. Sorry, cos inverse of cos x. So cos inverse of cos x. Yeah, it will be M shaped. Yeah, correct, correct. So basically, cos curve is something like this. Cos curve is something like this, right? And cos inverse function will, so cos inverse function's domain is range is from 0 to pi. So this is suppose pi. Okay, this is pi by 2, right? So cos inverse function will give you output from 0 to pi, right? 0 to pi. So somewhat like this. So at pi, so somewhat like this, right? But I don't want to make it very much clear so that you won't get confused. It is okay. Science. I've just drawn cos curve in back in at the back end. Enough. So now this will become like this. Now again, how will it come back? It will simply come back like this. It will simply come back like this. So this will be cos function. So cos curve. So again, it will go like this, and it will come back. Okay. Now this will be the shape, M shape, and it will keep on going, keep on going. I want you to mark these points. This point is very simple, right? This point will be very simple, right? I want you to mark these points. This point is nothing but pi comma pi. Very good. This point is nothing but pi comma pi, because this is simply y is equals to x. Now this point, now see, this is exactly opposite. So this point will be minus pi comma minus pi comma plus pi, because the value will be from 0 to pi, right? Minus pi, yeah, minus pi to pi. Very good, very good. And this point is 0 comma 0, right? Why 0 comma 0? Think about it. Cos of 0 is 1. Cos of 0 is 1. And cos inverse of 1 is again 0. So that is why 0 points. Minus pi comma pi, pi comma pi, and so on. Right? Everybody understood this graph? Right? Okay? Yes, I hope. Yeah, always made up of straight line, bache. Because why? This is an identity. This will give you an identity in X. This will give you an identity in X, right? So suppose what is happening, so whatever value of X you are keeping, whatever value of X you are keeping, this is taking some output 1, 0 or minus 1 and so on. Same value will get as output also. So whatever X you are keeping, indirectly somewhat same form of output you are getting. So that is why we'll get straight lines always, not a curve, but periodic in nature. Okay, straight lines but periodic in nature. Understood? Fine. Okay. Now the way you have drawn this one, I want you to draw the graph for tan inverse of 10x. This now tan inverse of 10x is little bit different, because it is discontinuous. It is not continuous. So tan inverse of 10x. Just check for this one. This is a little bit different, but you will be able to draw. I think you should be able to draw. The output should be always from, the output of this should be always from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Included or excluded? Obviously excluded. Why? Because minus pi by 2 and pi by 2, 10 is not defined, right? So the output will be between, yeah, discontinuous straight line. Just check how will it look. So output will always be more minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, right? So let's try to draw the graph. Okay. So let's see, this is x-axis, this is y-axis. So first thing is that we know that it will be looking like this, right? Yes. Now again, it will come back and it will become like this. Again, it will come back, it will become something. Yes, and this point will be minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2, and this point is pi by 2 comma pi by 2, right? And so on, right? But this is discontinuous. Yeah, correct. It has to be similar to tan graph, but exactly straight lines. But exact straight lines. It has to be tan graph, but exact same straight lines. Understood this one? Everyone understood? So this is point 0, 0, 0, 0, and this point will be pi, 0, and so on. This point will be minus pi, 0, and so on. Hai na? Just check this graph also. Fine, everybody understood this one also? Just draw it. If you have not drawn, just draw it. Complete the graph. Okay, now see, suppose if somebody is asking us to name the graph, these lines also, if somebody is asking us to just name these lines also, right? So the most simplest line is this one. Simplest line is this one. So what I can give name to this line is nothing but y is equals to x. This line is y is equals to x, right? Now this line is simply shifted by how much distance? This line is simply shifted by how much distance? This line has been shifted by pi. This line has been shifted by pi, right? So what will be the equation of this line? The equation of this line will be y is equals to x minus pi. Y is equals to x minus pi. Understood? And if this, again, this line has been shifted in left direction by how much distance? Again pi. So this line will become y is equals to x plus pi. Just check these two. Just check the equation, and simply you can write any equation on the right side, any equation on the left side. The right side will be y is equals to x minus 2 pi, y is equals to x minus 3 pi, y is equals to x minus 4 pi. And the left side will be y is equals to x plus pi plus 2 pi plus 3 pi plus 4 pi. Yes, this thing we have already seen in the transformation. In the transformation of curves, in the transformation of line, we have seen. And if we are shifting it in this direction, then how will it become? Right? How can you think about this? See, the lines are all parallel. All the lines are parallel, right? So the slope will be same. Slope will be same. Slope will be same for every line. You just have to check what is the x-intercept. So if the slope is same, the line will be of the form of the general form of y is equals to x plus. Now you just have to check the x-intercept, right? So for here, x-intercept is pi. So I will simply add minus pi here. And here the x-intercept is minus pi. So I will simply add minus pi. Simple as that. Understood? Fine? Everyone? Okay, now I want you to write the equation of these lines also. I want you to write the equation of these lines also. Just write for this one and this one, this one and this one. Simplest equation of the line is y is equals to x, and this line is y is equals to minus x, right? Then what will be the equation of this? Let's say, what is the equation of this line? This is pi. So what is this point? This point is minus 2 pi comma 0. This point is minus 2 pi comma 0, and this point is 2 pi comma 0. So now tell me, what is the equation of this line? How much distance? This part has been shifted how much? By 2 pi. So the line, this line's equation will be y is equals to x, because these are parallel lines. Y is equals to x plus 2 pi. Very good. And this line will become y is equals to minus x. How much distance? Now what should be the x-intercept? Plus 2 pi. So this will be, again, this will become my plus 2 pi. Okay, and similar. And if you can draw, if you can write these lines, then you can draw any lines up to any extent. Just check this one also. This part will still remain same. This part will remain same because these lines are parallel lines. These part will remain same because these lines are parallel lines. So I will not touch this part. Y is equals to mx. I will not touch. I will only touch which part? I will only touch the intercept part. So I will just check. This is intercept should be minus. So x is equals, when I substitute y is equal to 0, minus 2 pi. When I substitute y is equal to 0, you should get x is equals to 2 pi. Simple as that. See, in this case, y minus x plus, y is equals to minus x plus 2 pi. If I substitute y is equal to 0, what will I get? X is equals to 2 pi. 2 pi should be the intercept. We are getting 2 pi also. Understood? Midula, you understood now? Why it is plus, not minus? Are bhai, yes or no? Or everybody is sleeping? Huh? Are yes or no? Understood or not? The equations of the curve. Yes? I hope you guys are not sleeping. Vishwa? Vishwa, MHA, Maha, from Ha school. I saw you were just laying down. You were not writing anything. Okay? I hope this part is okay for everyone. Yes? Very good, very good, very good. Excellent, excellent. Now, the homework is, for you, the homework is that you have to draw the curve for cot inverse of cot x. Cot inverse of, so 3 parts are left: cot inverse of cot x, then cosec inverse of cosec x, and sec inverse of sec x. Right? You will get straight lines, periodic straight lines, but you just have to see where they are starting and where they are ending. Yes, it will be, they will be saying something similar to tan x and cot x and all, but you just have to check how will they look. Tan x will be almost similar to tan x, cot x will be almost similar to tan x, right? Okay, fine. So let's do, now this is for graph. Now because 3 graphs we have drawn, so I think for these graphs also you can draw. You just check. If you're not able to draw the graph, we can check it in the next class. Okay. Now I want to draw, find some question, find the answer of some questions. Okay, which we have done yesterday also, but because I left early, so I was not able to explain properly. So let's see some from some very basic question. So some from very basic question will start. So evaluate the following. Evaluate the following. Okay. The first one is sine inverse of sine of pi by 4. Second is cos inverse of cos of 2 pi by 3. Third is tan inverse of tan of pi by 3. हाँ बच्चे, cot inverse will also be above x-axis, है ना? Because 0 to pi. Okay. So first you try to find out. cot inverse will be above x axis. Yes. And now, but first you find out for these one. Find out the values. It will give same values of angle. Okay, so let's see. So you are saying it will give same values of angle. Let's see. So pi by 4, sine inverse of sine pi by 4. This pi by 4 is the principal value. This pi by 4 is the principal value. So what output you will get here as simple pi by 4, because pi by 4 is between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, right? Cos inverse, cos 2 pi by 3. Now the principal value of cos is from 0 to pi, from 0 to pi, right? So what value will it give as an output? It will give simply 2 pi by 3. Everybody understood this one also? Tan inverse of 10 pi by 3. What is the principal value? Principal angle for tan inverse? Minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, where both are not included. Pi by 3 is in between, so that means you will get as pi by 3. Understood? Why we do not have to change anything? Why? Pi by 4, pi by 4 will be the answer for the first one. Why we do not have to change anything? If we look at the graphs very carefully, if we look at the 3 graphs very carefully, sine, see, between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, principal value, so line is y is equals to x, right? Line is y is equals to x. Similarly for, so this is for 10x only. So this is for, sorry, this is for 10. Between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, y is equals to x, right? And between 0 to pi, again, y is equals to x. Understood? So between principal value, see principal value for sine, principal value for sine is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So between that, sine x, है ना? Yes, very good. So between 0 to pi, cos principal value 0 to pi, again what we are getting? We are getting again y is equals to x. Tan x between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, again. है ना? I will give you a question in which we have another angle also. We do not have angle from principal value. Just I am trying to show you that if it is between principal value, the output will be same. The output will be same. Understood? Now let's take question. Gokulnath, let's take question in which we do not have in between principal value. है ना? We do not have in between principal value. So something similar to this. So this is sine inverse of sine of 2 pi by 3, and first, second is cos inverse of 7 pi by 6. I think this one we have done yesterday also, but now you will be able to relate more. Third is tan inverse of 2 pi by 3. Let's see if you can find it out. Tell me what is the answer for these three. You can use the graph which we have drawn. You can use the graph which we have drawn. है ना? Don't give wrong answer. Just use the graph. It is okay. Because we are doing it for the first time. Just use the graph and tell me what will be the answer for the first one. First one, pi by 3. Yes, very good. But this is cos. है ना? Cos and tan. Right? First one is pi by 3. Very good. We will see how we are getting pi by 3. Second one, we are getting. Second one, cos inverse. This one we are getting 5 pi by 6. But this one we are getting 5 pi by 6. Just check the answer. And the third one we are getting minus pi by 3. Third one we are getting minus pi by 3. Yes. Arthika, you are correct. Second one is 5 pi by 6. Third one is minus pi by 3. Okay. Just check it. Second one. I think most of you have done mistake in this one. So check why it is 5 pi by 6. We will take the help of the graph. Whatever we have done till now, we have done using graph. Okay, very good. Just check it. Everybody should get, everybody should try, then we will solve. हाँ इम्मा, I will tell you बच्चा, I will tell you. Don't worry, I will help you. Don't worry, don't worry. And let's see. Let's start solving these ones in which the angle is not in the principal value, where the angle is not in the principal value. Now my answer would have been very simple. My answer or my solution would have been very simple if these values were somehow converted into principal value. If these values somehow were converted into principal angles, and one more thing, this sine would still be sine, this tan would still be tan, and this cos would still be cos. Everybody understood? Yes or no? Why my answer would be very simple. If these were principal angles, if these were principal angles for the concerned question, and sine would be still sine, cos tan would be still tan, and cos would be still cos. You understood what I'm trying to say? Everybody understood what I'm trying to say? That I have to make two things clear. I have to make them into principal angles without changing sine, tan, and cos. Without changing sine, tan, and cos. Yeah, we can use it. We can solve it by using the equation of the lines. We can solve. I will give the example. I will solve it by both the methods. And I will solve by both the methods. Okay. So first thing is, let's see. We have to make it pi plus something, 2 pi plus something. Yes, very good, very good. You understood, you understood. So let's see. So first I try to solve for this one. So this is sine inverse of 2 pi by 3. Okay, sine inverse of 2 pi by 3. Okay, so first thing is this 2 pi by 3. This 2 pi by 3 I can write as pi minus pi by 3. When I will write 2 pi by 3 as pi minus pi by 3, this will still be sine, and here it will be outside sine inverse of sine pi minus pi by 3. Understood? And why am I converting into pi minus something? Because sine, when we will write this thing, the sign will not change. The sign will still remain sine. The trigonometric ratio does not change with 2 pi, pi, 3 pi, 4 pi, and so on. Hai? Understood? Okay. So this will become sine inverse of pi minus pi by 3 is what? Simply sine of pi by 3. Right? So sine inverse of sine pi by 3. What is this? What is the answer? Nothing but pi by 3. Okay. What I am doing? See, why am I converting into pi minus pi by 3? I can only form the transformation. I can only form pi plus minus some angle theta, 2 pi plus minus some angle theta, 3 pi plus minus some angle theta, 4 pi plus minus some angle theta. And why am I keeping it in pi form? Why am I keeping it in pi form? Because I do not want to change this sign. I do not want to change the sign into cos. If I'll write pi by 2 plus something, it will convert into cos. And sine inverse of cos we do not know. We have not studied it till yet. Everybody understood? Why am I keeping it in pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi form? So that this sign will not change. This sign ratio will not change. Understood? Abhishek? Abhishek, did you understood? Yes? Okay. Right? So that means we can only keep it pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi. Pi 1 is the most simple one for me because pi minus 3 pi by pi by 3. Pi minus pi by 3 will give you the this thing principal angle also. The sine inverse of sine of something in principal angle will give you pi by 3. Understood? Jafran, what you did not understood? Why am I keeping it pi minus pi by 3? Huh? Yes, are bhai bache, forget about sine inverse, forget about anything else. Sine in a sine of 2 pi by 3, you can write as sine of pi minus pi by 3. This is okay. This I can write or not? Jafran, this is okay. Can I write this like this or not? Can I write this as this or not? Yes? Yes, no? Fine. Now see, what is the use of keeping it into pi? What is the use of me keeping it into pi? First thing, that this, when I will write this will become sine of pi by 3. Sine of pi by 3. First thing, which, why am I using pi only? Why am I not using pi by 2? Why am I not using pi by 6 or anything, any angle like that? Because sine ratio will still remain sine ratio. So first thing which I have accomplished is that still it is still in sine. है ना? It will not change in cos, बच्चे, pi minus something, है ना? Sine according to, understood, right? Also, now this pi by 3 is what? In the principal angle. It is in the principal angle range. So now this becomes sine of pi by 3, right? And pi by 2 if we will use pi by 2, then it will change. Then it will change its ratio. Understood? Now suppose if it was sine inverse of cos of something, it was sine inverse of cos of something, then what kind of instead of pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, what will I use? I will use pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, 5 pi by 2, 7 pi by 2 and so on. है ना? 270, 90 and so on angles. Understood? है ना? Here why I do not have to change sign, so I am using pi. If I had to change, yeah, it is. If only if I am saying it will change into cos, we are using pi by 2. Yeah, if we had to change, Karthik, sorry, Ajay, if we had to change, suppose it was cos, right? If we had to change, then we would have used accordingly. We would have used pi by 2 or 3 pi by 2 or whichever would have been easy for me. Understood, everyone? Yes, very good. Excellent. Okay, let's move on to the next example. We were having cos inverse of 7 pi by 6. We were having cos inverse of 7 pi by 6. Now tell me, this 7 pi by 6 I can write in which form? This 7 pi by 6 I can write in which form? Let's see. Let's try to write it down. So first thing is, I can write this in the form of, we can write this pi plus pi by 6. Pi plus pi by 6 we can write. So let's see. So if we have cos inverse of, this is cos inverse of cos of pi plus pi by 6. One way of writing is this. Right? Another way of writing is cos inverse of 2 pi minus 5 pi by 6. Okay, I will explain why we are writing in both of them. See, why we are writing in both of them. See, now when you will write pi plus pi by 6, when you will write pi plus pi by 6, this, what is, so forget about cos inverse. First, let's check for this one. Cos of pi plus pi by 6 is what? Pi plus pi by 6 is what? Cos of pi plus pi by 6. Cos, trigonometric ratio will remain same, but it will be minus. Yes, very good. So this will become minus of cos pi by 6. Yes or no? This will become minus of cos pi by 6, right? If you will keep the value, of cos of pi by 6, you will keep the value. So pi by 6 is 30. So root 3 minus of root 3 by 2, right? Minus of root 3 by 2. Yes. Cos of pi by 6, cos of 30. Yes. Now it will be in which quadrant? Yeah, correct. Now when you will substitute the value, so this becomes cos inverse of minus root 3 by 2. And what is the value of cos inverse of minus root 3 by 2? It is not pi by 6. It is not pi by 6 because cos inverse of pi. Yeah, we will add 2 pi. Third quadrant. Yes, very good. So this will become this will become 5 pi by 6, not pi by 6, because cos inverse of pi by 6 is something else. Understood? Right? Now, this minus we have taken care of in this case. Why? Because 2 pi minus 5 pi by 6. Cos of 2 pi minus 5 pi by 6 is what? Cos of 2 pi minus 5 by 6 is what? This is nothing but cos of 5 pi by 6. This is cos of 5 pi by 6. Now this is between its principal value 0 to 2 pi. This is between its principal value 0 to 2 pi. Yes. So what will happen? Cos inverse of 5 pi by 6 will simply give you 5 pi by 6. Right? Now see, in this case also, by minus of some angle, is it between minus of some angle, is it between its principal range? No. Second case is easy. Yeah. Why? Because I have converted this into its principal range. This cos of 5 pi by 6 is in principal range. This one is not. Okay. I will also explain how you can solve it graphically. Just check for both. Both are completely okay. If you are able to see that, oh, this is minus. What should be the value of angle? What should be the principal angle? If it is minus, then it is okay for you. Otherwise, this is fine. Okay, just check for both of them. Then we'll move on to the last one. Last one is very simple. Last one you must have already solved. Yes, last one. Everybody got? Yes, 3.2. Okay, last one is simply tan inverse of 2 pi by 3. Now what should I write this 2 pi by 3 as? This 2 pi by 3 I can write as this 2 pi by 3. Tell me what this 2 pi by 3 I can write as. Again pi minus pi by 3 tan of pi minus pi by 3 tan inverse. Now tell me why here I have written pi minus pi by 3 and why here it is easy for me to write 2 pi minus 5 pi by 6. Why here 2 pi and why here pi? Think about it for a second. Why here pi minus pi by 3? Rudra, you have written pi minus pi by 3. Tell me. Why my pi minus? The principal angles are different. Yes, very good. For 10, the principal angle is from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. From minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Very good. So this is tan inverse of minus pi by 3. Tan inverse of minus pi by 3. So this is nothing. This is between its principal value. So answer will be simply minus pi by 3. Very good. Excellent. You guys understood. Very good. Because it is in range for minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Yes. Very good. Excellent. Okay. By this part everybody understood? Fine. This is simple. But tan is an odd function, so minus I can take inside also. Minus tan of pi by 3, I can take minus inside also. It will still be the same thing. Subiksha? Yes, na? Okay, fine. Very good. Now let's check the example of this one. And use the graph. Use the graphical approach. If this is okay, then I think graphical approach you guys must also be able to solve using graphs also. Okay. Let's check this one. Fine. Let's take this one. So basically, we have 2 pi by 3. 2 pi by 3, right? This point is pi by 2. This point is pi by 2. 2 pi by 3 will lie somewhere in between these two values. 2 pi by 3 will lie somewhere in between these two values, right? 2 pi by 3 will lie somewhere in between these two values. Now, from here, if I move pi by 3 in this direction, if I move pi by 3 in this direction, I will reach 2 pi by 3. If from here I will, so this is, sorry. Yeah, if from pi I will reach, if I move pi by 3 in this direction, so I will make a new graph. Just wait. So this is, right. Okay, so this is pi, this is pi by 2. Fine. So from here, if I'll move in this direction, how much distance? If in this direction, if I move pi by 3. So if in this direction, if I move pi by 3, I will reach to this point. And this angle total is what? This angle total is 2 pi by 3. Right? So if I'll reach here in pi by 3 direction, this point will be nothing but minus of pi by 3. This point will be nothing but minus of pi by 3. Exactly same angle we are getting. By mathematical also and by graphical also. This is okay. Fine. This part is everybody understood? Yes or no? Yes, everyone, just check it once again. Just check it once again. How much? We can also use the equation of the line. Okay, let's see. So equation of this line was y is equals to x minus pi. Y is equals to x minus pi. So this equation of this line was y is equals to x minus pi, right? And what is the angle? X. What is the angle? X is nothing but 2 pi by 3. So if I simply substitute here 2 pi by 3, what will I get? Y is equals to minus. So here instead of x, if I substitute 2 pi by 3 minus pi, you will get minus pi by 3. Why? Same thing we are getting. And if we use the equation of the line also, we are getting the same thing. And understood? Very good, very good. Excellent, excellent. So let's move on to the first question. We will solve using graphs. It was sine inverse sine of 2 pi by 3 sine inverse of sine of 2 pi by 3. Let's draw first sine curve. So this is so this from pi by 2, then it was moving like this and something like this. So this was the curve. This point is pi by 2, this is pi, and so on. Can we have the greatest integer function of sine inverse? हाँ बच्चे, we can have greatest integer function. बिल्कुल we can have. Why can't we have? We can have everything. Okay, so let's see. So first, so we should have pi by 3, right? So that means again what is happening, if we are using the equation of line, right? So this was y is equals to x. The equation of this line was y is equals to x. We have to find for 2 pi by 3. Equation of this line is what? Y is equals to minus x. Intercept should be pi. Intercept should be pi. For x, intercept should be pi. So this will be plus pi. Intercept should be pi. So this will be plus pi. See, when we will substitute y is equal to 0, x will become pi. Right? So this line is correct. Understood? Equation of this line, everybody understood? Yes or no? Tell me fast. I'll just check it also. Yes, very good, very good. Okay. So now 2 pi by 3 will lie on 2 pi by 3 will be somewhere here. 2 pi by 3 should be having intersection with this. So let's substitute 2 pi by 3 in the value of x. So y is equals to 2 pi by 3, sorry, minus 2 pi by 3 plus pi. This will give you what? Simple, pi by 3. We were getting the same value pi by 3. Yes, correct. So we got pi by 3 by solving the equation of the line. Everybody understood? So by solving the equation of the line and the angle given, you can form, or by simply converting into the principal angle. I hope this part is clear for everyone. Yes, today's class is clear for everyone. Yesterday, whatever you were not able to understand, I hope today you are able to understand. Are yes or no? Say yes or yes, no, or 1 or 2 or whatever you want to say. But at least reply so that I will understand that, okay, that you are able to understand. Yes, okay, fine, fine, fine. Fine, very clear, good, very good, very good, very good, very good. Okay, very good. Okay, now I'll show you the slides once again. I'll give you homework. I will give you homework some. So just first you take the snapshot of the slides, the papers, and I will give you some homework question also. Apurva Bacha, I will once again discuss the yesterday's class and yesterday's problem. That one problem I had given 2x square plus 4, that one, right? Bacha, I didn't have fever, but I was not feeling well, so yeah, I'll solve it once again. Don't worry. Okay, bacha. Anu, I will explain the cosec inverse graph also in the next class. But I want you to first draw it as a homework. Okay, I want you to first just try it as a homework. Then again in the next class, I will just draw the curve. Don't worry, don't worry. I will help you. And a cosec inverse also, cot inverse and sec inverse. All the three graphs I will draw very fast so that once you have done the homework. Okay, so write the homework question. First thing is that you have to draw cot inverse cot, cosec inverse cosec, and sec inverse sec. These are the three questions which you have to draw. Three things which you have to check. You know, very good. Okay, and the next part is write these questions. Sine inverse of sine of 10, sine inverse of sine of 5, and sine inverse of sine of 15. Sine inverse of sine of 10, sine inverse of sine of 5, and sine inverse of sine of 15. Okay, you have to you have to find the answer for this one. Okay, you will get the answer. So I will tell you for the first two. Sine inverse of sine of, you will get 3 pi minus 10, 3 pi minus 10 for this one. The answer I am writing 3 pi minus 10. Sine inverse of sine of 5, you will get 5 minus 2 pi, 5 minus 2 pi for the second one. And sine inverse of, sorry, this is tan inverse, sorry, this is tan inverse of tan of 6, tan inverse of tan of minus 6, tan inverse of tan of minus 6. For this one you should get the answer 2 pi minus 6, 2 pi minus 6. But it depends. It depends that it is easy for us to add or subtract. Whichever question in cos 1 we have seen that it was 2 pi minus something, it was easy for us. For sine inverse it was pi minus something, was easy for us. So it depends, bacha. So let's check for these two. Sine inverse of sine 10. 10 is in radian. Don't think that this is in degrees. Okay, these values are in radian. So the answer is 3 pi minus 10. Sine inverse of sine 5, 5 minus 2 pi, and tan inverse of tan of minus 6. The answer is 2 pi minus 6. Okay, we'll solve this question in the next class. I will also draw the curve for cot and cosec inverse. Okay, till then just keep studying and revise. Okay, all the graphs which we have done today, please revise. Okay.